This season was long and painful enough.
With 1.8 seconds, Charles Barkley. Overhead Ron Williams. 1.9 left in regulation. Chapman hit it. Richardson up ahead. Look out. Hello, Amari Stoudemire elevates and detonates.
Well, welcome in, Planeteers. It is a sad night for us. We're going the night before we usually air. We've got some special guests in the room, and we're going to be officially burying the 2024-2025 Suns to get us in the mood. Little funeral music, courtesy of the Tommy Boy movie, which I just always thought was kind of nice. So hit it, Tommy Boy. All right. And that was just long enough to get a copyright strike, so we will make sure we make 0 cents from this video. But I'll welcome in our usual returning host. Hey, look, everybody, Kevin was able to stay awake for this show, and so we're excited to have him in. Say hello to the Thriller from Manila.
Hey everyone, welcome back to me. I missed the last couple of podcasts due to the inability to wake up at the call time, but I'm back. I'm happy. Thank you very much, Jake.
And when this man cries at a funeral, he stares straight into the sun, so you can't see the tears come down. Give it up to Bruce from Boston.
Yeah, I decided I didn't have a black suit for the funeral tonight, so I decided, because I'm feeling blue, to bring out my blue suit and my blue glasses for the Phoenix Suns. So we're going to be coming prepared, and I'm excited to definitely get into some thoughts and feelings about this team.
Well, there's going to be a lot of feelings, and we've already dished out a lot of thoughts, but I feel like the feelings are going to stray heavily into the negative. In typical Australian fashion, it's a funeral, so they didn't dress up. Give it up to the Aussie Suns fan, Boyd and Gav. Let's start with Gav. Is it true you guys abandoned your own podcast and just are showing up on everybody else's now?
No, I've been in the US for the last couple of weeks. It's been kind of difficult for us to link up, mainly because I've been drinking beers with all of my friends in Phoenix. We will be back on Monday, our time, and we will have our own podcast on Monday, our time, which will be Sunday night for those playing in the US.
Ooh, day after Easter. You have to let me know if the Lord rises. You guys will let me know what happens on Sunday before we get there, all right? And shout out to Gav. His wife doesn't know where he's at right now, and so the kids could be killing each other, but he's here with us.
Shout out to who? Did you say Gav?
You did say Gav.
I did say Gav, but it could be the same situation. His kids could be killing themselves too. But let's go to Boyd, who's got even more kids, more of a threat.
Yeah, so yes, I am. I'm wifeless today, so all my kids are locked out of my humble garage, and I am here, and I'm just about to crack. Can you see that all right?
Just gone a bit of wild turkey. Jesus.
I'll just crack a wild turkey. just to
You are
fucking get
sad.
myself,
You've gone heavy.
fucking get myself in tune with fucking our bunch of turkeys, the Phoenix Suns, and their eulogy today.
That's right.
Cheers.
You've gone heavy. I like it.
Ooh, yeah. I'm drinking. We were asking ChatGPT a whole bunch of questions on how we should do a Phoenix Suns funeral. And similar to last week, I asked ChatGPT what would be a good cocktail, and they chose rye whiskey and Fernet. If anyone's ever had Fernet, I think we talked about that when we Suns Planet visited Argentina. And basically, it smells and tastes like dirt. So, I thought, hey, that's exactly where we're putting Coach Bud and this Suns roster, putting them right down into the ground. So cheers to all the Planeteers for hanging with us this season. We're going to be probably taking a break until, news shows up, which is probably going to be spotty until after the playoffs. I mean, we've already heard some things. Coach Bud is fired, and Book is looking at making a tremendous amount of money to stay. And I also then continue to see other random websites saying, or is he being traded to this team? And the one that was leaked today was he's going to the Portland Trailblazers to team up with DeAndre Ayton in a blockbuster trade. Count on it right now, Planeteers. Not happening. But this is a funeral that we are burying the 2024-2025 season. There's a lot of players, individuals, different positions in this organization that deserve to be buried, and some that deserve to be laid to rest. And to help get us kicked off, we're going to start with the Boston Bruiser himself. Whoever he would like to start with, lower them into the ground, Bruce, and tell us all about him.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jake. First off, to start, I would like to say that I am drinking on this podcast because it is not 12 in the afternoon and I'm not waking up an hour beforehand. So I will be having this nice down east, which I don't know if the Aussies have hard ciders over there, but this is an 8% cider. So this will get me going through for the episode here. But the first person that we're going to be burying...
Bruce, that's the hard cider for Australians is breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cider is for females down here in Australia.
I really wanted to lay into Bruce, but he's a young gun. He's new to this, and it's midnight his time on a Friday night. He's a young man. He's like, it's probably what he had in his fridge. Let's be honest.
I was gonna say it's what we got in the house, so it's what we're drinking tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But the first person that we're going to be burying and lowering down is going to be someone at the top, and that would be the front office, ladies and gentlemen. And I have a big stick with this front office because I think they've made wrong moves left and right through these past couple of years to build around this Phoenix Suns team. And we saw from the press conference just a couple days ago, I believe it was yesterday, we saw them really answer some of these questions. Matt Ishbia answered some questions, and I feel like we didn't really get many answers from this press conference. We got that change is coming, but no definition of what change is coming. Josh Bartelstein said he seemed pretty confident. James Jones talked about maybe some positional moving between some of the people, but didn't necessarily really give any clue to anything. We knew they are also in the front. They were in the room for the firing of Mike Budenholzer as well, but I think it's time to put them to rest as well. I think that they both should be fired. I think that the Phoenix Suns should have a new slate of front office here. And I think that if Bartelstein does stay and James Jones does go, that he's going to replace him as the general manager. And I don't know if that's going to be a good, smart decision for the Phoenix Suns. So I think that they should both go, should be laid to rest with Coach Budenholzer out of Phoenix. And there should be a fresh slate of this in Phoenix.
That's good. Do you think that both of them will go?
No, but that's what I want.
That's what you want. All right, that's fair enough.
I think that's what we all want.
I think that's how I'm going to say with everything with this team. It's not what I want, but with everything that happens, not what I want to happen, but everything that I want to happen is not going to, unfortunately.
No, true. That's true. Well, and remind me, Bartelstein, is he Beal's agent, or is his brother his agent, or
dad?
His dad's his agent. Okay. Well, that would be uncomfortable. But yeah, I'm a little bit. I was hesitant to jump into the James Jones camp. If you go way back to when Dave King and Espo and God, gosh, who else was on the show at the time of Suns panel? But I forget. It might have even been Flex on that one. But they were discussing whether or not James Jones or was it Ryan McDonough? Basically, who was the true who did Ryan McDonough get a fair shake? Is James Jones truly the answer? And I came around on James Jones. I think he's had enough hits, but I can see the idea of just, you know what, clean slate. We got to shake stuff up, so I'm okay with it. I don't know if anyone else wants to pile drive James Jones and Bartlestein into the ground real quick as well.
I don't want to go. Yeah, I want to keep James Jones.
Okay, yeah,
Fuck
and that's
that.
fair too.
Yeah. No, let's just clear out the fucking the players and the coach, the people right at the pointy end of the shit fight that we just had, and
maybe we bury him
yeah,
alive
I mean,
just so he gets kind of woke up and scared, straight.
yeah. We'll push him in. We'll push him into the casket underground, and then we'll fucking help him back
He'll
up.
be like, you're fine, you're fine. Brush it off.
Go a bit.
I'm invested.
Maybe James Jones just needs a bit of Ebenezer Scrooge treatment, where we take him to his graveside and go,
There you go.
"Hey, look,
Goes to
unless you pick some things up, this is your future." But I'm with Boyd here. Let James Jones stay. Bartlestein, he needs to go. Now, for me, everyone keeps talking about Bob Myers. I don't think Bob Myers goes into a team unless he gets a CEO type role anyway. He's not coming in as a GM. So if people are so desperate for somebody like a Bob Myers, he fills the role of Bartlestein, not of James Jones. James Jones, he hit on draft picks. He's repeatedly hit on draft picks, let's be honest. The big thing is that people are talking about the two major trades, the KD trade and the Bradley Beal trade, and how that hasn't played out and hasn't worked. Fact of the matter is that the KD trade was on the table 6 months before, and James Jones rejected it. It's the day that Matt Ishbia took over as owner of this team, all of a sudden that trade was accepted. That was an Ishbia call, not a James Jones call. I still believe that Beal was an Ishbia and Bartlestein call, and not a James Jones call. James Jones has handled the draft piece, and I don't think that he's been as involved in that high-level trade decision-making as what people might have thought. And I know that in the press conference they addressed that and said, no, Ishbia hasn't been involved. I call bullshit. That is absolute garbage. He absolutely has been involved.
Yeah, and Suns Fever 83 brings up Jones did Ishbia's bidding and it didn't work. I agree, but let's take a look at where James Jones was before. He was with Sarver, and Sarver's like, yeah, go find me true talent, a superstar, a GOAT, but don't spend too much money, don't risk too much stuff, and don't do too much. So his hands were kind of tied. Here comes Ishbia, and he says, go do it. And hey, how about this guy? I think we could get him. And so Jones said, okay, I'll do what you want, boss. But now it's okay. Maybe Ishbia realizes, hey, maybe James should just kind of be allowed to kind of do
his job
operations himself. Yeah, without being pushed into it. But we've got a lot of folks to cover. Kevin, who are you lowering into the ground?
Well, I'll just imagine that I'm walking up to the podium here.
Yeah. Sure.
But not dressed as well as you guys. But this is my eulogy.
Drop that Filipino
Bradley.
funeral knowledge on us here.
Bradley Beal. Well, I haven't.
Just starting right off, diving right into it. King Nacho's turning up the volume right now.
Yes, King Nacho. Let's go. Let's do this. Eulogy for Bradley Beal. Here lies the myth of the third star. Oh my goodness. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say goodbye to the Bradley Beal, the man, the myth, the no trade clause. He arrived in Phoenix like a 2K My Team card we didn't need, but couldn't resist. Promised buckets, promised versatility. Instead, we got Wizards Beal, but with more injuries and fewer excuses. He came in saying, I'm here to make life for Book and KD. Turns out he just made life easier for opposing backcourts. In In his memory, we retire the phrase "Big Three." May it never be spoken again unless we are talking about the number of quarters he actually showed up for. Rest easy, Brad. This season, you weren't traded; you just disappeared. And I actually asked Chat GPT if the big three, especially or specifically Bradley Beal, what will they be if they're like a fast food restaurant? And the answer was
you're like,
Bradley.
"Oh, let's keep this conversation going."
Yeah, Bradley Beal is Panda Express, flashy and tempting, but you realize it's late, or you realize late that it's all orange and chicken, and no defense. So that's for Bradley Beal for me. It's hilarious, actually.
I thought, yeah, it's not bad.
It's very fitting, Jake, for his nickname, Panda Express. Isn't his
The
nickname
big panda. The big panda.
Big
Panda
Panda.
Express, yeah. Sprinkle a little bit of blue magic on it. You'll always you'll like it. You'll like to taste it first, and then you'll always end up disappointed at the end of the meal.
For our reference, Boyd, for the Aussie reference, Bradley, what food Bradley Beal is, he is the kebab you have at 2:00 in the morning when you're really drunk just before you go home. Still leaves that garlicky, disgusting taste in your mouth when you get home in the next morning.
Okay.
You wake up to it, and the first thing you just race to go brush your teeth. Finally,
Ugh. Sounds delightful. Actually, give me some more Bradley Beal next season, please.
it's funny. So Kevin didn't only use Chat GPT, but as I did too. So for Coach Budenholzer, who, as we know, was already fired, and was anyone on this panel like pro keeping him for another year? No. Okay. Good. Okay. Eulogy for Coach Budenholzer, aka what the hell was that? We're gathered here today to lay rest the flaming garbage pile that was Coach Mike Budenholzer. A master class in underachievement, confusion, and doing less with more. Coach Bud came in with expectations, big ones. Championship DNA, they said. Proven winner, they said. What we got was a guy who coached like he was trying to get fired without technically quitting. ChatGPT is really accurate. A man who looked at a loaded roster and said, let's run this like it's a preseason every night. His rotations, a roulette wheel. His timeouts, always 2 plays too late. Adjustments, never heard of them. Watching him strategize was like watching someone try and solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded and with zero urgency. He coached stars like he found them on the street. He treated momentum like a rumor, and he called plays that made you wonder if he had money on the other team. So now we bury Coach Budenholzer, not with reverence, but with relief. A reminder that leadership isn't about standing still with your arms crossed while your team craters in the fourth quarter. My God, is that memory etched in my mind. It's not about trusting, quote, the system, while the system hemorrhages double-digit leads like a broken faucet. Rest in pieces, Coach Budenholzer. You won't be missed. You will, however, be remembered every time we see a talented team led straight into the ditch by a man with a clipboard and no plan. Coach Budenholzer, ladies and gentlemen.
That was so random.
I know, it's so accurate. I tell you what. I'm actually getting more and more nervous about AI as we continue down. But to shake it up, he's going from his heart, shooting from the hip. Boyd, who do you want to lay down into the ground?
Well, it's not him I'll be laying down into the ground, but his season. And it's our king, Devin Amani Booker. And just like an old soapy I used to be forced to watch with my mother growing up, like sand through the hourglass, so are the seasons of Devin Booker's career. And they are wasting away. Devin Booker, it's time to put your big boy pants on and stop running with the cool crew or whatever's going. Iron sharpens iron. It's this season there was just between you being muzzled by your coach that we just fucking buried, and just chilling with Kevin Durant. It just isn't it. It's it's very sad. I just want you to buckle up and be that leader, the one that you talked about for the second half of the season that you were quite vocal about in press conferences. We need more of that book. And yeah, you're a man now. You're a man with a bloody entire franchise on your shoulders, and let's get it done for next season.
I'm excited to hear the rumors that it's never been a rumor. He's always been super straight with his franchise, and that's I think what a lot of us love is that he says he still wants to be here. He understands the grass is not always greener, and they're talking an extension already with him. Love it, but 100% agree with you. Can we get past the here to chill Devin Booker and who Mr. just want to kick back, relax. I want the Chris Paul will snap at him and he needs to get upset and yell back. And thank God Coach Bud's gone, and so nobody's going to tell Devin Booker to stop speaking up moving forward.
Shut up!
Yeah.
No one puts baby in the corner.
Oh yeah,
no one. Not even you, Bud.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Well, so Gav, who's on your target?
I came in late to this, so I have the scraps. But look, let's put to rest the season that was Ryan Dunn. His 2024 season with the Phoenix Suns was like waiting for a fireworks show that never fully lit up. The anticipation was there, the build-up was strong, but in the end, we only got a couple of sparks. Dunn came in with high expectations, known for his defensive prowess and high energy. And when he was on the floor, his defense was legit. He played with tenacity that made opposing players rethink driving to the basket. He was like that annoying mosquito buzzing around, always in the right place at the right time, making life miserable for anyone trying to score. Defensively, Dunn was as advertised. Offensively, well, imagine a painter who occasionally picks up the wrong color, but still somehow makes it work. His shots were often like a game of roulette. Sometimes they land, sometimes, well, not so much. But his hustle and grit were never in doubt. So here's to Ryan Dunn, the defensive pest we didn't know we needed. Well, we kind of did know we needed, and at least gave us something to cheer for. A season of close but no cigar, but we'll take that hustle every time.
Yeah, that as I mentioned at the beginning, there's going to be some that are, as we're burying this season, we wish them nothing but the best, and obviously for somebody like Dunn, we hope it's with us moving forward.
Is Gavin reading from a teleprompter? Is he reading? Is he reading from?
Yeah, I prepared something, Boyd, rather than just half guessed. Felt halfway through it and gave absolutely fuck all.
Oh, really?
No. Your Devin Booker,
right.
your Devin Booker eulogy was absolute garbage. Just quietly,
Right,
you should have prepared.
All right. Well, your one was
You
shit
should have
too.
prepared.
Gavin,
You should have prepared.
I
at least put some work in.
No, I kind of hope that if Boyd's ever at our funerals, like in real life, that he'll get up there and go, well, it's time for him to put his big boy pants on, just really, stop chilling in there. Get out. Get out of the coffin, man.
Wake up, join the party. Fuck.
Bruce, you've got somebody else on your hit list.
Yes, I do. And I would like to put this person's season to rest because you brought up Coach Budenholzer, and he's kind of tied to this player as Bull with the recent news has been said that he got benched this season. And we found out the reason why that Bull got benched this season is because he didn't stand up for teammate Mason Plumlee when he got in the altercation with Steven Adams. So for Bull, he had 2 seasons in Phoenix, one with Frank Vogel, one with Mike Budenholzer. 2 seasons in which he didn't really get much love. I wish nothing but the best for Bull in the next season, and hoping that he gets a role where he can actually stand out. Hoping that it's in Phoenix for the fans so their Bull chants can still be heard and actually get represented on the court. But if not, Bull, from all of Phoenix, we wish you the best of luck.
You've got that Anthony Bourdain cadence with you. That's kind of impressive. Like, I feel like I'm watching like one of his no reservation travel docs right there. But, since we're probably not going to get to play this much, probably at all next season, because I don't think he'll be back. Let's send him out.
It's Bull.
Also, let's be clear here. Steven Adams is huge. If I saw Steven Adams knock down my friend, I would not go and challenge Steven Adams. I would very much pull a bull and go, hey, look, let's just get off the court. You know, you seem to have upset the man, and that's probably on you. So I don't blame Bull at all for not sticking up for Mason Plumlee. If Mason Plumlee's getting roughed up, you can imagine what's going to happen to Bull. I got to say, too, as Andrew Dang, I know a diehard Suns fan, he is quoting the Lord. It is clearly Good Friday. And as we head into this Easter weekend, he's giving us all the scripture, man. I tell you what, it's starting to feel a little bit too real in here. But Kev, who did AI help you with next?
I have another from Monty Morris. So
I forgot he was on the team. So
yes, and this is
so remind us he was on the team as you bury him.
It's actually the summary of my eulogy. So here lies the backup plan that backed all the way up, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the best line yet. Best line yet in today's show.
Thank you. And thank you, ChatGPT, who I call Coach, apparently. So, Monty, we hardly ever knew you. Seriously, we barely saw you. You were supposed to be the steady vet, a stabilizer, a floor general. Instead, you were a mystery wrapped in a DNP in still ramping up status. Your box score looked like error messages. Oh my goodness.
That's good.
You had less screen time than the other assistant coaches. And while you technically were on the roster, your impact was somewhere in between fan wearing the jersey or a jersey in the crowd and Frank Vogel's clipboard, or I should say Mike Budenholzer. Monty Morris, you may not be gone, but you were never really here. I thank you.
Okay, real quick. This is kind of fascinating about Monty Morris. Hopefully you guys aren't looking at the stat sheets in front of you, but let's take guesses. How many games did he appear in? Let's start with Gav. How many games do you think he appeared in?
I'm going to go with 25.
Okay. Boyd?
Yeah, I was thinking 15 to 20, so I'll go 20.
Okay. And Kevin?
I don't know, maybe 10.
Oh my God, you guys really forgot about Monty Morris. Bruce, how many?
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I feel like he got like 31.
Okay. You guys all hate Monty Morris. He had 45 games. He played the majority of the season. But yes,
it's a very minor majority.
Exactly.
What was his minutes? What was did his minutes extend over garbage
His minutes
time?
were 12 minutes and 41 seconds a game. Here was a man that prior to us getting Tyus Jones, we said this guy could start with this Suns roster.
He's playing all them minutes where I'm feverishly fucking hate wanking over the game that I just watched. So yeah, that's a reason why I only picked up on 20 of them.
Wanking. I like that. All right, let's. I had a little bit of trouble. I've gone off on several episodes on my frustration with the Slim Reaper, with the Easy Money Sniper.
They go to Kevin Durant. Out to Durant. Here's his three.
And I'll be honest, he had a very impressive statistical season. But this was not the Kevin Durant that I was expecting. And I don't expect him to be back next season at all. When we traded Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, all those first-round picks, Jay Crowder, and yes, you can make the argument that Jay wasn't even around that season, But all of that haul to try and get Kevin Durant, I thought Kevin Durant's going to come here and he's going to make everything so easy on Booker and everyone else on this team, Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton at the time, Bradley Beal since, and it just never happened. So I did ask AI as well, Kevin. Don't worry, you're not the only one asking the computer for help. So here we go. Kevin Durant, 27 points, 0 impact. As we mourn this season of Kevin Durant, a stat sheet legend, a vibes-free zone, and the human embodiment of, quote, not my problem, end quote. Let's be clear. KD wasn't bad. He wasn't washed. He hit the shots. He got the buckets. He had the moments. But the problem, that's all he had. No fire, no lift, no making teammates better. Just cold-blooded isolation buckets that didn't change the game. Watching him lead was like watching someone text while the house is on fire. Unbothered, efficient, useless. Fourth quarter, he hit shots, sure. But did you feel them? Did they tilt the game? Shift the momentum? No. They were like applause in an empty theater. Technically impressive, but echoing off nothing. And while the team spiraled, he just said, he was just there. Not rallying, not elevating, just trading jumpers with whoever was guarding him that night like a pickup game at LA Fitness. So now we bury Kevin Durant in this season. A Durant season that should have meant something, that should have led somewhere. But instead, it ends with lottery odds for the Houston Rockets and another highlight reel that means absolutely nothing. Rest in peace, Kevin Durant's career in Phoenix. May your next one involve more leadership, fewer excuses, and maybe, just maybe, a playoff run. Well, Boyd, now
Touching.
that a random naked child has entered the video stream, and this has already been demonetized before, why don't you break it down with some more shooting from the hip?
Oh, shooting from the hip. Rightio. I just want to say that Kevin Durant. Hey, Charles, close that door when you go out, okay? Thank you, buddy.
It's actually hilarious because you had the half naked child next to the half naked Kevin Durant in the background. Sorry, it was just it's getting wild over there.
That Kevin Durant, that was Chat GPT. That sounds like us.
No, I was gonna say I think we're all gonna lose our jobs.
I think Chat GPT is actually a Suns fan. It really does align with the way that we feel.
It's actually been scraping all of our podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. We'll jump into. You want Tyus or Nick Richards?
Let's do Tyus.
Tyus. Okay, Tyus. Like sands through the hourglass. No, I'm not going to do that shit again. No, it's straight up.
What soap opera would Tyus Jones be?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's Tyus. You were meant to be a pillar of our offense, the medicine that was our main issue last year. Your assist to turnover ratio was supposed to guide us into the light and into a championship, but you ended up just being another brick in the road. That's a good one. Another brick in the road. In the pavement that led us to fucking missing out on a
Your roads are made of brick?
yes. And that's Pink. Is that Pink Floyd, Gav?
No, it's a brick in the wall. Where bricks belong. Yeah.
I'm not a Pink Floyd guy. I put that in there for you, Gav.
You also don't know where bricks go.
True. These are all fucking true.
They have them in Boston, brick roads.
We're hanging shit on Tyus at the moment, not me. So, Tyus, I hope that in the second half of the season that you learnt a lot from Colin Gillespie, who should have been in your position for most of the season due to your timidness as a floor general and your lack of balls when it comes to playing in a team with a big three. So good luck next year. Good luck in the rest of your career, and I hope it's as mediocre as it was this season with us.
Poor Tyus. Do you
He's
guys?
a pussy.
Do you think it was more his attitude, or do you think they schemed him out of allowing him to play like he's played?
I think there was a bit of. I think he was frozen out a bit for sure. But
he played random.
He randomly just fucking hit it in the corner. Now,
Yeah,
Gavin,
I think
Gavin,
yeah.
Gavin and I had a good chat on one of our pods previously about the contrast difference between what we saw when Tyus was on the floor as opposed to what Colin did when he came in. And whilst there wasn't, Colin didn't so much as take control of the offense completely. He made up for it in energy and a lot of other shit that he contributed to the game. And I just feel like Tyus was just defeated. There's a reason that he's a backup point guard, and it wasn't to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he certainly. I felt like his job was basically dribble past half court and then hand it off to somebody on the big three and then just wait. Whereas Colin would be like, I'm going to dribble all the way to the hoop until someone stops me. And somebody would inevitably stop him. But he'd at least bring the ball towards like a threatening position to score.
And you said there was it the he was frozen out or was it attitude? I think he was frozen out and then the attitude developed.
Yeah.
That could have been it too.
And I think the biggest problem that we saw with Tyus was the fact that they went, we're going to bring you in on a minimum contract. You're going to start for this team. You're a starter. He developed that mentality, and rather than playing the game the way Tyus knows how, he got shitty that he wasn't utilized as highly as he would have expected before he got in. Never promise anyone anything. I mean, the fact of the matter is, dude, you're playing NBA basketball. If you're the right fit to start, you'll start. If you're not, you'll sit your ass on the bench and you'll come off the bench. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, because of all the talk preseason, I think that's where the mindset of Tyus ended up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it pisses him off as well because his value is going to become low during this offseason.
It's dog shit.
Yeah,
I think somebody will give him money. So what's interesting,
he's a backup point guard.
Oh yeah, but he played more games than any other Phoenix Sun on the roster. He played 81 games. Just under 27 minutes a game. He shot over 41% from three and had about a 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. So 10-2. I mean, this guy, he clearly cannot defend. He can't be your point of attack defender, as we so knew and discovered. But he could maybe work on a team that doesn't have a Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal next to him, who also can't really be point of attack defenders. So I think Tyus will find a mid-level exception somewhere. I think some team will say, you know what, there's a heck of a lot worse backup point guards to have on the roster than a guy that shoots over 40% from three, doesn't turn it over much, can set guys up, and can – and when not told to play random, doesn't just disappear off onto the wing somewhere. But, I kind of feel bad for Tyus because he was the whole selling of it was, hey, you get to start. You're going to take a minimum contract. You get to be on the Suns with all these stars. And he's like, all right, cool. And then later in the season, they're just like, yeah, it's not working. We're putting you on the bench. So tough time for Tyus. Gav, you're next up on the podium.
Let's roll with somebody who only played half a season once again, just the scraps of what we had. But let's give Cody Martin a little bit of a eulogy. And, of course, his half a season with the Phoenix Suns was like a surprise party. Except instead of a cake, we got a lot of, wait, is he playing tonight? The Suns brought him in to be a defensive dynamo, the hustle guy, who could change the game with energy. And for brief flashes, that's what we got. The problem? Those flashes were like finding money in Boyd's wallet. Very rare. On defense, Cody was as pesky as one fly that you can't swat away. He'd annoy the opposing team and make sure they knew he was there, if only for a few minutes. Offensively, let's just say he was more like the before picture in a makeover show. Plenty of potential, but not quite ready for prime time. It wasn't that Cody didn't try. Of course he tried. if effort were measured in miles, Cody would have circled the earth twice. But when it came to putting the ball in the hole, the Suns might have had a better chance if they handed him a set of dice and told him to roll for a shot. So here's to you, Cody Martin. We got half a season of energy, some occasional impact, and a lot of maybe next time. We're cheering for you, buddy.
Does anyone think Cody Martin's going to be back? He's got the non-guaranteed contract. Well, let me change it.
I think
Does anyone want him
he
back?
will be.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want him back, and I think he will be back.
So if you listen to Ishbia's press conference, everything that he spoke about with those effort guys and the defensive side of things, and that's Cody Martin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy came in for half a season and had four times more charges drawn than our second most for the year. The guy hustles. It's kind of what we wanted.
The guy played 14 games in less than 15 minutes.
Well, there you go.
To me, he's like a Josh Okogie that we relied on even less than when Josh Okogie was here. And I remember how all frustrated we got the more minutes Josh Okogie got because we loved the effort, but he could not knock down a shot. Cody Martin shot 35.1% from the field, 11.1% from three-point range. Bring back Josh Okogie.
Hey, but just on that, Jake, don't let him fucking shoot the ball. Do all that other shit.
Yeah.
He had a big fucking three there to take all the shots. Instead,
especially on that, on this team,
10 assists.
Yeah. But I hate to say, in the modern NBA, everyone has to be able to put the ball in the basket to a degree. Cody Martin is strictly a defensive player. And honestly, I don't expect Beal to return. I don't expect KD to return. So as much as I think the hustle stats are going to be important, I think we will need somebody that can put the ball in the basket more than a Cody Martin can. But that's my theory. It's just my theory.
I'd bring him back on cheaper contract. I'd waive his non-guaranteed deal. Bring him back on like a $4 or $5 million deal, not the $8 million deal. So
and I think
Jake,
I think King Nacho's I think King Nacho's comment is, and usually it mentions Bradley Beal, but I think this comment here is spot on. I think Cody Martin ends up waived or cut, or we don't take the option up just to get us under the second apron for that flexibility in the offseason. So, and by doing so, I don't think we see Cody Martin come back.
Yeah. The only way I would be okay with him coming back is on a minimum deal. I don't even know if I'd want to throw $4 million at him, but no, like I said, it seemed like he was when he got time to play, it seemed like he actually cared, which was desperately needed every time these guys went, especially during the last 10 games we had, where it just seemed like everyone was just punching in on the time clock and calling it good. So I at least I appreciate him for doing that. But yeah, I mean, 11% from 3-point range, 35% overall, 1 assist, 0.6 turnovers a game. He took charges, though.
It's the vibe. It's Marbo. It's the vibe. It's just a vibe, mate.
He's a Valley boy. He's a Valley boy. He gets it.
He is.
I love that we're on a podcast that is predominantly going to be Americans watching it, and you're dropping it's Marbo.
It's Marbo.
No one is going to know what that is.
It's great. It's a great Australian movie, The Castle. Watch it.
Oh my god!
And you'll get it.
I was thinking you were talking like it's a vibe. It's Marlboro, like we're smoking Marlboros or something like that. And it's just
Marlboro.
Sitting back, chilling, just having a few Marlboro man smokes.
Tell him he's dreaming.
Who's next on the docket?
All right. So next on the docket is going to be our favorite nickname on the Suns Planet Pod, and that is going to be Royce Big Meal O'Neal, as he is going to be getting his presented here. And for Royce, I feel like there's a lot to be said. dating back to last season when the Suns had their signing of Drew Eubanks, Yuta Watanabe, and a bunch of these veteran minimum contract players. I was someone that said, hey, maybe trying to trade for a guy like Royce O'Neal could be a good solution for the Suns, bringing in an ex-teammate from Kevin Durant from Brooklyn. And the Suns went out and did that. They went out and acquired him. They brought him in, and he may not have been the flashiest last season when he was brought in the regular season, but was solid in the playoffs. And this year had his streaky moments, as we all know, with Royce O'Neal. Sometimes 7 for 8 for 3-point range, getting 6 or 8 offensive rebounds, a career high, and then some nights 1 for 7 from 3-point range and a -20. So with Royce, there were some ups, there were some downs, but most importantly, I think that Royce O'Neal played a solid role for this Phoenix Suns team, and I wish him, if he is not traded from this Phoenix Suns squad, because he is one of their only assets that they have to potentially move off of to get better this season, I wish him the best of luck if he's not here. But if he is on the Phoenix Suns, I will be excited to watch Royce O'Neal play again.
Shout out to Royce O'Neal. Big Meal O'Neal shot over 40% for the first time from 3-point range in his career. So Mr. Streaky was actually more accurate this year than ever before from deep. So
big question here with Royce, though, right? This team moving forward next season, they, in my opinion, needs to keep one of Royce or Grayson. Who do we keep?
I would keep Royce.
I'm Team Grayson.
I'm not keeping either, and they will be my.
That was not the option that was handed to you.
I'm not keeping either of these fuckers simply because there is a world where with the increase in cap, we can not worry about getting rid of Beal or Durant and have our big three intact and getting under that second.
Oh, because it's worked so well.
Just by getting rid of them two guys and
they
salary
need time
dumps
to
and
gel. We'll get a new coach in here that really understands offense. Patrick Ewing has a lot of years as a coach. I'm just saying.
I'm just
someone. Do you two guys have the ability to kick somebody out?
Oh yeah.
If he mentions Patrick Ewing again, please have him removed.
Can't move me. He was the one not playing fair. He's not even taking me out.
I just wish that we'd hurry up and hire Patrick so we can stop hearing Jake talk about it. So I'm just fucking put
honestly, I would be so like, even if he's just like a random like assistant to the assistant coach, I'm gonna be freaking out. Like I like to spoke it into existence. I'm taking all that to Vegas.
He will relocate and move to Phoenix just to be at every game to speak to Patrick. So,
that breaking news from Shams of Patrick Ewing to the Suns is gonna hit like crack.
I honestly, I don't know what to do. Like a dog chasing a car. I don't know what I would do once it happened. I would just be so excited, unnecessarily so, because I don't even think he'd probably even be that good. But I just think he should get a chance somewhere. Anyway, Kev, who are you? If you had to pick Grayson or Royce?
I'm team. Well, halfway through the season, I was team Grayson, but I actually have changed my mind to team Royce. By season's end, just because Royce is bigger and much better defender than Grayson. Grayson, he's an average defender, but Royce can be tough in the defensive.
But side. Grayson beefed up this last offseason. He became the big meal. It wasn't Royce, so it wasn't
and also slowed down.
He also slowed down.
Debo did not get big enough.
I am Team Royce for one reason and one reason only. There is more value in a trade and more cap flexibility with a Grayson trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grayson shot
he's younger,
44.8% to Royce's 42.3%. From 3-point range, 42.6 to 40.6. Rebounds, Royce is a better rebounder, 4.7 to 3. Assists, basically the same. Royce has 2.2, Grayson 2.1. Grayson actually turns it over slightly more, 1.2 to 0.9. Steals, 0.8 for Grayson, 0.9 for Royce. Blocks, 0.3 for Grayson, 0.5 for Royce. So, I mean, it's they're very basically, yeah, I think, Bruce, you've often said it. It's like if you need a slightly better offensive player, you're going with Grayson maybe in terms of scoring and shooting. Everything else, you're probably going to keep Royce. And Royce has the slightly more affordable contract, right? I think he's like 9 million versus like 15.
9 versus 15. And Royce also air high-fived me in the Sun Spurs game. So like that was pretty cool. Like I was like a 12-year-old again. Just like
no, wait a minute.
It was an air high five.
Break down the air high five for us, would you?
All right, I will. So there was a timeout. Bud was going to put Bol in. As a very drunk Australian, I was yelling at him, going, "Don't put that big streak of duck shit in." The Spurs scored 6 points straight. There was a timeout by the Suns. They didn't put Bol in. Royce went over to give Bol a high five. Bol just ignored him, so Royce gave himself the high five, and I went, "I got you, Royce," and did these ones, and Royce turned around and went, "Yep," and we air high five. So Royce is now my favorite Phoenix Sun of all time.
So Royce would have hanging by Bol.
And we're now besties. And 3 minutes later, Devin Booker's dad told me to sit the fuck down. So
really,
well, that's right. You were fighting with Devin's dad.
Yeah.
Can you share that story with us real quick?
No, I think I'll leave that one alone. Okay. No, at the end of it, Melvin and I were like this. We were like besties.
Yeah. And then you and Big Meal O'Neill went out and shared a burger somewhere.
Yeah, me and Royce went to JT's Wings in Phoenix. Check it out. Best wings in Phoenix, according to So Says Jay.
There you go. Oh, man. All right. So where did we leave off? Who buried who?
That was Kevin.
I buried Big Meal.
Okay, that's right. So Kev.
Okay. Well, we've kind of discussed about him, but I have Grayson Allen next on my list. The last one. Here lies the best 2 seasons. Debo, yes. Here lies the best 2 seasons of his career of Grayson Allen. We salute your services. You showed up. You hit shots. You just talked, or you talked just enough trash to be lovable and annoying. But sadly, your efficiency this year, were like a flawless mixtape on a broken speaker. You gave us career highs. We repaid you with vibes in shambles, and you deserve better. Maybe a team with actual ball movement, so that you can hit those threes. Maybe a fan base that wasn't really halfway to therapy, like us, like ours. Maybe a coach that didn't rotate like he was solving a Rubik's case or a Rubik's Cube case.
Man, AI really likes that Rubik's Cube thing for
I was reminded of what you said earlier. We buried this season, but not your effort. You were the hot sauce packet in a meal that forgot the main course. Rest in peace to the best Grayson we'll probably never see again.
That's good. Yeah, and we already talked about it. I think he is going to be very tradable. And I've heard Suns Jam, and was it you guys, Aussie guys, talking about maybe to Detroit or a team like Detroit that needs some shooting, or maybe it was even Bruce talking about that last time. That a team like a Detroit Pistons would love to have somebody just come in that's just sharp shooting. And Pistons got some.
Who
stuff
are we gonna get? Jalen Duren.
Yes, nailed it.
So they could technically just absorb him because Tim Hardaway is coming off the books. So if you wanted to get a first, you technically could get a first and or like a cheaper contract or a contract maybe they don't want to like bring back, and you could essentially save $11 million. And then who knows, maybe you don't have to waive a Cody Martin. You could bring back that on the $8 million and still be in the first apron, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
let's do that, or let's get Isaiah Stewart, because
Isaiah Stewart would be the other option.
Steven Adams is knocking out all of our centers, so we need somebody else that can knock them back out. No. Just an idea. Next up on my, I guess, burial list is Oso Ighodaro. And we're burying you, but this is a sad one in the sense that I had zero confidence in Oso Ighodaro when his name was first announced as being drafted in the second round. I said, I don't know who this guy is, and I don't think anyone knows who he is. He was not on anyone's like top 100 players available list. But Oso Ighodaro, you very much impressed me with your hustle, your play. And Oso, I have to apologize that you had to play for somebody like Coach Bud, who had such a hard-on for Mason Plumlee and Nick Richards and Yusuf Nurkic over you. Eventually, he found out way too late in the season that Oso Ighodaro's better than all of them, and he'll at least be with this franchise, unless he's added into a trade. But Oso is on a super manageable contract, as all second-round picks are. And so it's with regret, Oso, that your first season was so disappointing. You brought effort and everything we needed, and I hope you're here next year because you'll be a great backup big man to have. So, Oso, that one hurts to bury your season, but it had to be done. All right, Boyd.
Big Dick Nick Richards. I'm sorry. I'm sorry 3 times, Big Dick Nick. He came in from a shitty Charlotte Hornets squad with his big energy dick, wanting to put it somewhere.
I can tell you didn't use AI to help me write this one.
He just wanted to put that big old bloody big old
yeah, we got it
somewhere. And we had nowhere for him to put it. Nowhere. And we let you down, Big Dick Nick. We're sorry. I'm sorry. You've
the fuck?
You haven't got a chance. You haven't got a choice in coming back next season because we've got it's a team option, $5 million. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to come back and probably endure another season of being a backup to also Ighodaro. Sorry, Nick. I'm sorry.
The fucking hell. How much of that wild turkey did you drink?
I was gonna say there was so much about his nickname and so little about like what he did on this team.
Like, so what I'm
Big Dick Nick, you got a big dick.
I just keep hearing the Suns jam fucking drop in my head. But no. I think underlying that whole thing is that he was. He just wasn't used the way that we all envisioned that he was going to be used. And,
well, right. I remember we wanted to get rid of Yusuf because he was a sourpuss and upset with the team or coach, and we said, okay, we got to move him. And why did we like Nick? Because he was athletic, he dunked the ball, he blocked shots, and he could rebound. He did great for like 2 games. But was anyone else kind of like, contract-wise, still better than Yusuf Nurkic, but was anyone else besides me just like, there's a reason why he's a backup in this league? Like, I don't think he's worth much more. It
was my exact first comment after his first game. We had a podcast, and I said we need to be cautious. People have lost their minds about Nick Richards after his first game, but we needed to be cautious. There's a reason he was a backup, and he still is a backup. Now, you're apologizing to Nick Richards. Nick Richards should apologize to us. He ain't that good, man.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy for him to be a backup. But
he's a $5 million backup.
Yeah, but he didn't get what I feel he should have got, what our offense needed to be successful. He didn't get the touches in the right spots, I don't think. And he was just, in and out. And yeah,
I don't feel like he should get touches.
He got the touches. He got the touches. He dropped them out of court.
Yeah.
Unless it's a pick
and
roll.
He had hands like DeAndre Ayton.
No.
He's got hands like DA.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Leave that magnificent man alone. Big
Look at this guy. Big Dick Nick, he came over with his big dick and he just didn't even get to put it anywhere. My goodness, what is this apology tour for Nick Richards?
But maybe he should have moved it out of the way so he didn't drop the fucking ball out of the court.
Get your hand
exactly.
on the ball.
He would try and catch it, and he'd brush up against his own shorts or something and lose control.
Enough of the potty humor, guys.
Somebody's wife's back in the room. Okay, Gav, who do you got next?
I have Vasily Micic, and no one gives a
gotta
fuck.
give you him.
So take your fucking contract that you earned in the second half of the year, your 0.6 turnovers, which is your highest stat return for the Phoenix Suns. Take your contract, fuck off, so that we can get under the second apron. There's your eulogy. Fuck right off.
Oh my God, it actually is. Because of all of the stats, his highest average was turnovers at 0.6. Granted, he only played in 5 games. Okay, you know who deserves an apology?
And did not score at all.
No,
he probably does deserve an apology.
Like I feel bad. Like this guy's I think he's a European League champion too.
And he's actually not a bad player.
No, but he was on the horrible Charlotte Hornets, and he's not great in the NBA. But he was bad in the Hornets, and then we trade for him. And then when we maybe could have tried to use him, Bud's like, nah, we're good. And only when we were getting absolutely blown out, they're like, hey, you're not even going to be in this league anymore. So why don't you go play the next 60 seconds in this game? My God, the fact that he had to get his own jersey. I am not
sure. I am not sure that he even got the 60 seconds. If the game was a blowout, he held the ball for the turnover, which is why his turnover number is the highest.
Exactly, yeah.
And then it went up the other end. Seriously, thanks for coming. The only reason that we traded for Micic was that we can wipe his contract and get under the second apron. It's the only reason.
And
he
would
thanks for
have been
coming.
released, right? Had we? You guys think that he would have been Gillespie?
He would have been the one for Gillespie. Yeah. But fact of the matter is, the most that he contributed to this team this year was the TikTok videos. When they ask questions as players come into the stadium. That's what Micic gave us this year. So thank you. Thank you for contributing to Sun's social media.
I feel bad for that guy. Flying all the way over from Charlotte, clear across the country. Hey, what are you doing here? Honestly, I'm just waiting to move back to Europe.
Yep.
All right. Well, there's
to do it.
Yeah, we've got one more. Bruce, I think you're going to close us out, and just about on time too. So who's on your list?
We got 2 more technically, and I can do them pretty quickly.
I did them all. Does anyone else have any more?
There's
right,
2
Bruce,
more.
You buried both of them.
All right. So one of them is a good person, and one of them is a bad person, and I'm going to save the worst for last. So we're gonna and I don't have a hat, but I'm going to tip my cap off to the one bright star alongside Ryan Dunn and alongside Oso Ighodaro this season, and that is Colin Gillespie, someone who we just talked about deserved to have a contract by the end of this season, someone that I wish got a guaranteed contract so we're not deciding and hopefully not losing him in the free agency. But he's someone that showed heart, hustle for this Suns team, someone who was doubted probably the most on this Suns roster, being a two-way player, was able to shine when the Suns needed him most, specifically playing better in an off-ball situation alongside Devin Booker and having some Nash-esque driving skills. And I wish for him, as he was congratulating the Phoenix Suns for giving him this opportunity, some stay in the Valley next season. And to close it all off, the person I think everyone has some disgust with on this panel, Mason Plumlee, someone who came into this offseason as one of those fresh faces alongside Monte Morris, someone who was said to be a nice veteran helping big man. And with the Suns having some uncertainty with Oso Ighodaro into this rotation, many Suns fans thought he'd be a solid backup big. But what we got was more than a backup big. We got someone playing 25, 30 minutes a night, having a great relationship with the head coach in Mike Budenholzer, and was only yanked from the rotation when he got into 2 altercations in back-to-back nights, and one where he may have gotten his head a little bit rocked versus Steven Adams. Therefore, for Mason Plumlee, I'm sorry that your time here in Phoenix was not what it lived up to, but you got well worth more the time that you deserved on this Phoenix Suns roster. So for that, I wish you the best of luck if you have another stay in the NBA next season.
All right, well done. Names not mentioned: Ty Washington, Jalen Bridges, and of course, longtime Phoenix Suns veteran Damian Lee. Reason why we didn't mention them: they were buried long ago in this season. So they're at some other funeral plot. So, so be sure plant a tears to pay your respects to them as you walk out of the cemetery. But this has been a hard season. It's been a hard season for the fans. A hard season for us podcasters to just come back week after week and be like, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's been horrible. So let me just say and speak for all of us when I say thank you for tuning in. You guys showing up in the comments and you know, King Nacho hating on Beal. You know, all the Planeteers we've met around the world this season. We've been to I played the wrong German national anthem. That was this season. We did cool Argentina. Ass. We've been to did we go to Brazil? I think we went to Brazil this year. We've been all over. We had Kenya. We had a Kenyan episode. Hamill used to be on this podcast. Josh used to be on this podcast. It's been a long season. It's been a long season.
What happened to Hamo? What happened to Hamo and Josh?
Hamo decided to chase his motorcycle dreams, and Josh, yeah, he got super busy with his job, I think, so he wasn't able to keep showing up. But yeah, we had a Suns Planet Visits Canada episode. We of course we had our annual Aussie Suns Fans Takeover episode. We hit spots in Europe, so it was an adventurous year. We had Gerald Bourguet on, and we had K-Ray come by. So we had some good stuff. We had some cool moments. We appreciate you guys hanging in there with us.
Gerald's gonna come back anytime soon.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I'm in contact with him.
Look at this.
Who's
guy.
coming back?
He's coming back. He says he's coming back. I call him up. Call him up, Tom. Jared. No, Gerald. Why am I calling Jared? Gerald. There you go.
Gerald.
Yeah. Gerald. Gerald, come back. Well, he likes you because you don't get mad at him and say he asks weak questions. Okay, like everyone else does, so good for you. No, but no, we've had a lot of fun this year. So again, thanks everyone for joining us. You know, I was shocked to hear last week when Coach Evan B stopped by. And Coach Evan B is kind of notorious for being Mr. Negative among Suns podcasters. And he was like, hey, don't forget, we had Ryan Anderson on our team before the Suns bubble season. We had a lot of just was that the Trevor Ariza season too, he said?
Yeah.
Was that really the year before the Suns bubble run? Wow, Trevor Ariza. Man. Where's Dan Duarte when I need him to say "fuck that guy"? So there was some terrible stuff before we had hope in that very next year. So let's hope this is the bottom, and we're going to see a lot of shakeup. You know, I still kind of like Ishbia. I'll be honest. I know it's frustrating, but you know the guy wants to spend money. He wants to win. It seems like he wants to be aggressive. He's not going to sit back, and so let's just hope he gets it right. Yeah, we'll probably be a little bit more sporadic moving forward. Like I said, we'll wait till the bigger news hits and we can kind of accumulate it a little bit more. And so let's stick together. And as always, we'll leave you with the little Al McCoy outro.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay with us as the Suns get set to shine here on their home court.
Here's Perry. Cigar Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good!
Al McCoy with you courtside. Pumped up a three.
Shazam! He ties it. Hey, D.A. Al and Tim up here.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yeah.
I know it's the moment. Happy birthday, baby!
Here's Cameron Payne out on top. Durant, three-pointer straight away.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in this arena this afternoon, to all of those that are watching and listening on radio and TV. Thank you for allowing me to tell the story of the Suns for 51 great years.
That pretty much wraps things up here. And for one last time, this is Al McCoy saying thanks for being there. Thanks for being with us tonight. And from the Footprint Center here in downtown Phoenix, we'll just say so long for now.